Hello, hello, my beloved, beautiful, magnificent women. You are here with me at this moment, at this time, every Saturday. You come to be with me, and I am so grateful for this, because this is the show for you. If you are a woman who is over 45 and wants more from life, in this show, we talk about how to improve your health, your relationships, your spirituality, your purpose, all of these things that really make up the tapestry of your life. Yes. And of course, this is your show host, Dr. Angelika Christie. I am a naturopathic doctor, a relationship coach, a spiritual advisor, and so much more. And have done all of this, have studied it for decades and shared my gift for the last 30 years. And this is a global platform where you can find experts in all areas that really can enhance your life, or where you may have challenges. So please check out other other show hosts as well, because this is a treasure chest and the only global platform in the world that is live and interactive. So if you want to be coached, maybe have a mini lesson or a private coaching session, or have any questions or comments, or need clarity on anything that I am presenting today in this episode, then make sure that you stay on for the full hour. All right. Okay. So today I am going to share with you the third aspect of something that I started the last 2 episodes ago, and it's about skills that there are actually 5 skills, and we talked about the first and the second, and today I'm talking about the third essential skill that you must have in order to create a successful life. Okay, so in the last episode, covering the 5 skills for women to live a radiant life, because this is the name of the show, Your Radiant Life After 45. So in the last episode, I shared with you that the number 1 essential skill to have is clarity. And that unless you have total clarity, you will be drifting because you're never sure. You always change something, and because you second guess yourself, you wonder, you cannot stay focused and on what you really want. It's just not possible if you don't have total clarity. You know, it's kind of something that I have talked about so often, but if you haven't heard me talk about it, please check it out in a previous episode. So I just wrap it up very quickly. Under clarity, there are 7 aspects that I would like for you to consider, because sometimes people say, yeah, I want clarity, but what does it really mean? So clarity means, what do you want, right? Where are you? Where do you want to be? And that has a timeline on it as well, right? What do you need? Because it's like a journey that your whole life is a journey, right? What do you need on this journey? What do you need to take with you on this journey? What do you need to let go of in order to reach where you want to be or want to go? And who do you want to take with you? And who must you leave behind? I don't want to say, who do you want to leave behind? Because sometimes you just, in order to go or reach or arrive where you really want to be, sometimes we must let go of something or somebody. So clarity really starts with an inner process of observation and also awareness. Everything starts with awareness. And in the last episode, I also shared with you the second skill, which is courage. So very quickly wrapping up what courage is all about. Courage is a factor that separates those who want to keep the status quo from those who dare to explore what's possible, move forward through fear, through anything. That takes courage. But most people feel comfortable with what they have experienced for maybe some considerable time and got that feel of, I feel comfortable here. They got accustomed to that comfortable space. So they don't want to change anything. And let me tell you, there is no judgment with that. That's fine if you feel comfortable where you are, but then do not complain about what you want and don't have. It takes courage to move out of the status quo, out of your comfort zone. But suppose you want to evolve, right? Then you need to get out of your comfort zone. If you want to evolve, you need to expand your capabilities, your capacities, and the courage to experience that which you haven't experienced before, which is new, right? In that case, you are called to find the courage that is necessary to honor and live your inner, unlimited, magnificent, and naturally courageous self. Yes, I say it naturally courageous because courage lives within you. Okay, just to wrap this up with courage, and then we go into commitment. You need the courage to live your life with joy and purpose and to be unapologetically yourself, to dance to your own music. Of course, there is so much more to say about this, but do you remember that I asked you to write down maybe 5 questions? And here I just want to repeat them quickly. The questions that you want to ask yourself is, where are you in your life? Where do you need the courage to move forward? So this is the next step after you get clarity, where you have to ask yourself similar questions. But those questions here now, they are geared toward, where do you need more courage? Where do you need more courage to move forward? Where do you need to step out of your comfort zone? What do you want to experience that needs more courage? Is that important enough to you? Because then you want it, and then courage is just something that you already know you will need to have as your ally. So, and now in this episode, we explore commitment, because nothing excellent, nothing important, nothing lasts, and nothing really happens without commitment to your vision, commitment to your plan. So after you have total clarity and the courage to fulfill it, then the third essential attitude comes in, or aspect comes into it, and that is commitment. How much commitment? 50%? No. 80%? No. Only 100% commitment really takes you to your goal. It is one of the most important qualities to reach any goal. We know that we need to be committed to what we want so that we can achieve, be what we want, right? We most often think about commitments that are outside of ourselves, though. So what would be a commitment that is outside of yourself? That is so easy to make. And especially we women, we make all kinds of commitments outside of ourselves. Have you not been taught a commitment to behave? Listen to your parents when you were a little girl? Listen to your teachers? Have you not been asked to commit to studying hard and getting good grades so that you can maybe apply for a higher education and have a better chance in life? Have you heard that before? And have you been asked to make a commitment to that? Were you not asked to commit to a relationship and behave in a certain way? Yes or yes? It goes without saying that within your family and even within your community, commitments were asked of you. Yes, you made commitments even though nothing was ever guaranteed. Am I right? And all of those commitments you made to somebody, something outside of you. Is that correct? Of course, one of the biggest commitments is that of being a mother. And if you're not a mother or never want to be a mother, then you will have something that replaces that, something that becomes your child, because a vision, a project, something that is so close to your heart and your soul. It is your child, even though it may not be your physical child. But if you are a mother, is it the commitment? Is it not the commitment to care for your child and bring it up the best way you can until it becomes an adult and leaves you? Sometimes our children never leave us, right? Oh, yes. I know some of you continue those commitments way beyond adolescence of our children. And sometimes it's not the children that ask for it. Sometimes we have some issues as a mother to let go, to fully let go. But when it carries into adulthood, when your child feels that you are hanging on too much, and I'm thinking while I speak here, because there is a fine line, okay? There is a beautiful relationship that mothers have with their children. And there can be too much commitment, taking too much responsibility for all kinds of events and passages and events in their life. And then it may become a false responsibility. And unfortunately, that may start a codependency. So this is a very important subject that maybe I should, and I will dedicate a whole episode to prevent codependency. What do you have to become aware of? Where do you need to have clarity? Where do you need to have courage? Where does your commitment apply there? Because, well, I'm not going into this today because this will take a whole episode by itself. But let me ask you this. Can you count? Maybe you may want to write it down at some time. Count and write down all the commitments you made in the past. And then keep on adding the commitments that you make presently. The commitments that you make outside of you, that bind you to something outside of yourself. It is a very, very interesting and important exercise to do. Because there comes a time in your life when you find yourself at the crossroads and realize it is time for you to take a different path. And you may realize that the time has come to commit to yourself first, to make yourself a priority, make yourself number one in your life. So have you asked yourself, what is my life all about? And that changes. There are different cycles in your life. You see, your whole life story there are cycles and cycles, and some of them repeat themselves in different ways. But if you don't have the awareness and the clarity what's really going on, then you will never know precisely what your commitments really are. And let me tell you, just as much as it is easier to love somebody else than yourself, it is also easier to make a commitment to somebody else than make that commitment to yourself. Think about that. You will know when that time arrives, when you feel that, what about me? That it is time to fully commit to yourself. Make yourself number one. And that time arrives when you feel that big inner void that wants to be filled, that needs to be filled, and that no outside busyness and outside stuff, you cannot buy anything that fills that inner void. And no other person can fill that inner void either. And to really understand what the commitment to yourself may look like, may feel like, may be like, you must dial down the loud voice of your mind, of your ego, of your chatter, so that you can hear the soft voice, the whispering voice of your soul self, beckoning you to turn within and discover your true being. Has always been there, is waiting for you, is waiting there to be discovered by you. It's your invitation to understand yourself, not from your mind, but especially from your heart, from your soul, from where your true purpose wells up in moment of total clarity, but you have to become still. But I ask you, how often have you maybe disregarded this sudden clarity or an epiphany because you never stayed in that stillness long enough? Your mind started to chatter again, and then it vanishes. But if you disregard your sudden clarity, your insights, they do not really go away, but they create a pressure within you. You may not feel it as pressure right away. You may just feel it as this void, this wanting, this longing, and you don't really know exactly what it is. That's a way of pressure, and it will be triggered repeatedly and eventually exhaust you, or even worse, depress you. So there comes a time when it is time to reevaluate your life's path. That path which your soul knows, your heart knows as well. And your soul and your heart, both of them, hold the blueprint. They hold the blueprint for what that looks like. So that when you become still enough, when you actually listen, your soul, your destiny, the reason for which you came into this lifetime can be fulfilled. And there is a tremendous amount of joy that comes with that. And once you know that your happiness is not outside of you, but lies within you, you realize that your commitment must be to yourself first, especially in the second part of your life. And that's what this show is all about. It's the second part of your life. Do you know why most people are dissatisfied with their life? Because they can't reach their goals, even though they are trying hard over and over again. Well, they may never really have known that they do need those three essential tools: clarity, courage, and commitment, and how to apply them. I mean, this is what my teaching is all about. And if you need some help, some assistance, some support in this, please get in touch with me, because that's my reason to be on this earth. The reason in the second part of my life. The first part of my life was all about family. After all, I've given birth to 5 children, and about relationships, about finding God within me, my spirituality. That's why I am a naturopathic doctor. That's why I am a relationship coach. That's why I am a spiritual teacher and Reiki master teacher, because that's the triad of life. Okay, but we talk about commitment here today. And I stress that if you are not 100% committed to yourself and your vision for your extraordinary life, because the second part of your life can be even more extraordinary than your first one, because you live it with so much more certainty and awareness and purpose. But if you do not listen to that and try what you have tried before over and over again, you will keep on struggling with disappointments over and over again. So success comes from 100% commitment to yourself and to your vision, to your goal. This is about you. This is only about you. So when you finally take that inner journey, you will discover your original self, which you have always been. And that original, magnificent, beautiful, innocent, unlimited self has just been covered up in layers and layers of outdated identities, old stories, limiting and false beliefs. Your original self has been denied and forgotten because of those false responsibilities, maybe. And what about that even thicker layer that accumulated over decades from conscious and unconscious manipulation by other people, by society at large, by everything you listen to and hear in the media? That has become so overwhelming. You may not even remember how you were as a little child, because it is so confusing to be an adult in today's life, in today's society. I tell you, when you were a little child, you were boundless, unafraid, unapologetically yourself, self-absorbed, innocent, and yes, committed to yourself, committed to your needs without shame or a second thought of whether you deserved what you wanted. Do you remember that? When you have your own children, you will see it in your own children, right? Those toddlers with their tantrums, they are self-absorbed. They know what they want. But that inner child still lives within you. And it's time to listen to your inner child again. And if you don't know how, it would be my honor to show you how you can discover your inner child and allow it to move freely within your adult life. Your inner child is connected to your soul self. And the commitment of your soul self is to become expressed through you in this lifetime. It is the reason why you are here now, why your soul has chosen this lifetime for you, has brought you into the physical body that you are in. So when will you make the commitment to understand your awesome life purpose and be guided by going within and listening to your innermost, loving, powerful, your wisest self, which is your soul self, which is also your greatest support and confidant, knows you like no other. I call the representation of your soul self your inner hero. And the commitment to yourself is heroic self-love. So heroic self-love is not selfish. Far from it. It is self-healing. It is self-affirming. It is self-recognition. So what are you committed to? What are your core values? Your relationships, your marriage, your children, your work. What about your dream? Are you committed to your dream? If you are here live with me, then I will tell you the commitment I had to a very special dream when I was 41 years old. And I had this dream to run the New York Marathon in under 4 hours. Yeah, that's 26.5 miles to the finish line. And I did it under 4 hours. The second time I ran the New York Marathon, and I was 44 years old the second time. So I can tell you about that commitment. But for today, this is all I can tell you in my presentation. And then if you're live with me, then we talk a little more. Okay? But always come and be live with me. And if you can't, please go and visit all of my other shows that are in the archives. You can pick them, you can watch them at any time when you want, because they will be there for you, waiting for you when you are ready. Okay, this is it for me today. Bye-bye for now. Make your life count and happy and magnificent, because that's who you are, a magnificent woman. Every moment you are protected. The universe works for you. God is for you. That's it for today.